Hello everyone and welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot, a Tuesday afternoon. Today I am looking at what might possibly bring Harry and Meghan down. Potential downfalls. I think it's time to look at that after all the bouncing around and the bravado and the look at me and the PR spin and the bring Harry home stuff. I think we're all sick to the back teeth of that. So I'm looking at two little stories today that might potentially spell trouble for the two in the duplicitous duo, as some people call them, in Montecito. And this story comes from Harry Markle. Harry Markle writes a blog. She has done for many, many years. She's documenting everything that Harry and Meghan do meticulously and has done for years and years and years. And it was in a recent blog that she wrote that this little throwaway comment appeared, and it caused me to raise eyebrows. And it was in the context of their marriage. She was speculating on the state of their marriage, that it's a marriage in name only, basically, because it's still mutually beneficial, particularly to Meghan. But she said, a source said, the three-lettered federal agency is being very active concerning Harry and Meghan's activities and their enablers. Now, what is that about? Just that sentence, one sentence, and then on she went to other things. Three-lettered agency, usually you head in the direction of CIA, FBI, when you think about things like that, but you could head in the direction of the IRS, something like that as well. So I'm going to ask the question with the Deviant Moon Tarot, doing short readings today because of my upload saga that goes on and on. I'm going to ask the question, is it a security type of situation that is being sniffed around? See previous reading, by the way, about those files, those Jeffstein files, as I'm calling them. And could it be that they are being watched because of activities that are potentially, let's use that word, allegedly even subversive? Could it be a financial thing? Could it be not paying tax, not doing their returns, washing money through various organizations, companies, whatever? Could it be that? How worried are Harry and Meghan? If they even are worried, they might not be at all. And what might we find out here, learn what might be exposed, and is this going to be their downfall? Just checking, inquiring minds and all that. And let's remind you, because it is a rather sensitive topic, as we always remind you in these readings, they are just tarot for fun and entertainment. It is just my opinion. It is all speculation here. One more shuffle. I read energy around these kinds of rumors and gossip stories. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it, please do your own research, and please form your own conclusions about this and all stories that I read on here on this channel. Hoping my new mic is picking me up. I can see it sliding further and further down. So if the sound is a bit rubbish, I'm sorry. I'm technically challenged at the moment. It goes through moments like this, the joys of being a YouTuber. There's the 6 cards, underlying energy. Ooh, we've got Splitsville. We've got the breakup card. Let's try and bring the mic back up. Lovers in reverse is, as I said, she was commenting this little throwaway sentence at the end of a paragraph about the state of the marriage, and the lovers is breakup. And we haven't seen him. He wasn't there at the birthday celebrations in August. He doesn't seem to have visibly been back in Montecito. I know they recorded that thing for Disney together because they're merching Disney. They're on some sort of promo video for Disney. That's so much for Lily's birthday being a family holiday. No, it was a paid-for stunt for Disney. That's one of the last times that I can remember seeing them together. And who knows when that was actually filmed, because nothing is as it seems with Harry and Meghan, which is why everyone was so outraged when he said that Meghan had told him to just tell the truth That's the easiest thing to do. Oh yes, but there we've got trouble. The trouble can be just between Harry and Meghan with lovers in reverse, but they said also they're enablers. Harry Markle said in her little blog. Oh, not a little blog, it's a huge big blog. Let me not diminish it unnecessarily. And I think very important blog and very influential as a almost record of what Harry and Meghan have been up to all these years. And the royals, enablers, possible breakup with enablers. Where's Oprah? Where's Tyler Perry? He's in a spot of trouble himself at the moment. All of them, what's going on? Hillary Clinton, where's she? The Obamas, where are they? They certainly don't seem to be supporting Harry and Meghan, at least publicly, any longer, and haven't for quite some time now. So there is that in there as well. Lovers in reverse. Situation we're dealing with now with the 3-letter agency. Ooh, justice. That's a big card. That is wheels of justice grinding away. And that does tell me that some associations, lovers in reverse, might be quite toxic, might be splitting. When the lovers in reverse, you might get one of the lovers running to authorities and ratting on the other lover. I'm just saying, there is coming through that kind of energy, and this is my speculation, this is my energy reader, so I'm going to say what I'm getting. Justice, though, ooh, that is one of those agencies that is investigating, because that's their task, is to investigate, so that if necessary there can be proceedings against people who have committed wrongdoing. Shall we use that word? It's a more cautious word. Let's have a look. Is this to do with security type of issues? Those kind of 3-letter agencies, that kind of activity. And I've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. Same energy as the lovers in reverse. It's splitting something, tearing something apart. And look at the color of those people, a blue and a red. That's political. I'm getting with that card that's political interference. On the level of political interference, and yeah, you can put your tinfoil hats on, and I know the royal grift is all over these kinds of stories. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't agree, and that seems to be the general consensus. But this is taking me in the direction of the royal grift kind of energy for me as an energy reader. Given the colors and of the couple there that are being split, that are being separated, it's divisive energy, very divisive. And I find that very interesting. Chapters, there are chapters that could be written about the energy of that 2 of Cups in reverse. But I'll leave it there. I think we all know what I'm talking about. As I say, there are much better informed places where you can go and find out lots and lots of information about that kind of activity. But it does look as though it is being investigated. That's the security, subversive aspect of things. How about the financial kind of aspect of things, that tax, whatever, money from dodgy sources, any of that might be being looked at by certain agencies? We've got the Queen of Wands. Hello, we know who that is. That is the good lady of Montecito herself, with that foot out that she does like to display. That's her. And so possibly if anyone's been doing anything that maybe isn't filing returns, or maybe money is going places where it shouldn't be going, or coming from sources it shouldn't be coming from, that kind of energy. I'm speculating wildly here. This is an energy reading. This is my opinion. This is all allegedly. And I'm just exploring what Harry Markle wrote in her blog. Queen of Wands is Madame. It's not nefarious energy. This is more nefarious, the 2 of Cups in reverse, that splitting, that divisiveness, that I find this energy very sinister, very suspicious is a better word. But I think that she might be under investigation there with that Queen of Wands. I think she's got protection in high places. We know that when Archie was, what's the word? I can't remember. It's a lovely word that they used. It's not negligent. whatever the word was. They hadn't filed their returns, they hadn't done their due, their whatever they're supposed to reporting. And that word was used. Gavin Newsom hopped straight out and protected Madame. So she has got protection in high places, I would say. Are they worried about being investigated, being exposed, being caught out? Yeah, I would say very. This is the card of worry, the Nine of Swords. Worry, worry, worry. Such worry. Sleepless nights, tossing, turning, such anxiety. In reverse, would like to be out of that energy of worry and anxiety, stress. I would say it's extra though. It's very intense. It's sitting under the Justice card. Very, very concerned. As I say, there's a reason, not just a financial reason, that Harry has spent the last year trying to crawl his way back into Par's embrace, while there's still time to crawl his way back into Par's embrace, not forgetting he said the next year has to be about Par. All the focus for the next year has to be about Par, which immediately raised all kinds of suspicions again about the exact state of Par's health, which I haven't looked at again. I didn't feel called to look at it, but I am very aware of that and that Harry said that and how people are interpreting that. But there is the big worry card. What might be revealed, discovered, disclosed by one of these three-letter agencies? Anything? Page of Pentacles. Deals, backdoor deals. It's contracts, negotiations card. It's doing things for money. And there's the influence. There might be funding things, or they might be receiving funding. It's not clear to me which way it's going. Are they funding things that they shouldn't be, or are they receiving funding that they shouldn't be from whatever groupings? But it's a money card, it's a contractual card, it's obligations, it's influence. And because it's in reverse, for me, those cards in reverse indicate some degree of secrecy or shadiness. They're just in their negative aspect. And so it tells me that it's not upfront. Whatever is going on is somehow, if there's a paper trail, it's been carefully hidden or erased, something like that. I think there's always record keeping. Taxes always catch you in the end. Record keeping catches you in the end if you're a big time crook. And the Al Capone, was it him? That sort of thing. It's giving me a similar kind of story, this Page of Pentacles in reverse, that this might trip them up. But there is some kind of paper trail that, or they haven't done paperwork that they should have, filed things that they shouldn't have or should have, or all that kind of thing. Just a side issue, just by the way, there's a tiny, I would say not even 5%, more like 2% energy in here and here about possible record keeping to do with their own marriage and possibly their own status and their familial arrangements, children, records about things like that. It's giving me a hint of visas, passports, birth certificates, that kind of thing. Just minuscule energy in here as well. And also Madame over there. Is this a downfall? Is this a potential downfall for them? Could this derail them and their ambitions finally and forever? I'm getting the Queen of Cups, and it's in reverse. It could have a more catastrophic effect on her and her ambitions than on Harry and his ambitions. That's interesting. And it's interesting that this card follows me saying what I said about the family and the birth records and the visas and the passports and the marriage certificates and all that stuff. It's mother energy, the Queen of Cups. It's Mummy Diana, of course. It's Diana too, sitting under the Queen of Wands. Diana too, who's the absolute antithesis of what Diana herself was, which is why she's in reverse. It might block Meghan and her attempts to become a popular figure in the United States. So this one seems to have a more negative effect on Meghan. The previous one, the Files, seem to have a more negative, potentially negative impact on Harry. And of course, these two could go hand in hand, these two potential downfalls. Meghan could come a cropper with this one, and Harry with the previous reading, the Files, those famous Files that everyone's waiting for still. But this is her popularity, this is her launch, her brand, her trying to be President Markle or Governor Markle or Parkle or Sussex or Queen of the World or whatever she's trying to be, is going to derail those ambitions. It could also impact her status as a mother, quite literally. And that's odd that has come through in this reading. But if they've done something wrong at that level, that's being investigated. It's not indicated enablers. Enablers sounds more like political influence or financial backing or stuff like that. But they might be caught out in enabling some level of deception around family situation. And if she was caught out over that, well, wouldn't that be interesting? It's here in the energy. I wouldn't say it's the dominant energy. I would say that this is the dominant energy, this Two of Cups, the red and the blue being torn apart there. It's interesting also, and I keep meaning to say this when I look at this card, but because of the way they're dressed, it could also be colonial overlords being, and the United States, meaning Britain and America, being divided over something as well. It's just there, so I'll put it out there just because she wants to rule this situation. Let me tell you that. That's also coming through. Got nothing to do with anything here except it's an energy hit. Looking at that Queen of Wands and looking at that Two of Cups in reverse. Very, very interesting. And let's not forget, marriage in trouble, also relationships with enablers. In my opinion, and this is, of course, all my opinion, those relationships are also in big, big trouble. That's the reading. Thank you for watching. Now let's pray I can upload it, and I will see you again tomorrow.